What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global back here with another video. And in this one, we are going to be talking about Kyler Murray to the New England Patriots, okay? I've heard you guys. I have seen you guys. It seems like the Patriots community right now, while trying to figure out who's going to be under center for this team in 2024, it seems like we're either navigating towards the draft or we're looking towards trade. And a lot of people have been throwing out the name Kyler Murray. So in today's video, that's what we're going to be breaking down. Is this realistic? Is this a move the Patriots could make? We're going to look at draft position right now between the Patriots and the Cardinals. And we're also going to look at Kyler Murray's contract along with his stats. Does this make sense for the team? So let's roll that intro and hop into today's video. Now, as we all know, Kyler Murray was supposed to be this new age quarterback back in 2019, drafted by Cliff Kingsbury with that first overall pick from the Cardinals. Things have changed. Okay, now look, Kyler Murray, he's been to a couple of Pro Bowls, but I don't think he's been what most expected. This dual threat quarterback that would excel the Cardinals at least to being a consistent playoff team. They have not done so. The Arizona Cardinals seem like they have been in the same place for the last several years, probably a decade at least at this point, that the Arizona Cardinals have had these same question marks, no matter who the quarterback was, no matter who the head coach was. It really seems like since Carson Palmer, this team has had so many questions on their success level and where they were moving going forward. Now, John Gannon is the new head coach for the Arizona Cardinals. Cliff Kingsbury was fired during the offseason. This is why these question marks about Kyler Murray are arising, okay? Obviously, question marks about how much he genuinely wants to play football. Obviously, we already know he doesn't love to watch a lot of film. He'd rather be playing Call of Duty than actually watching film. They actually had to put in a clause in his contract agreeing that he would watch a certain amount of film in order to actually make him watch film. Right? And with John Gannon now being the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, him not even being the one to originally draft Kyler Murray, the question marks are now here. Could Kyler be traded this offseason? It really comes with looking at the draft position of the Arizona Cardinals, who do currently hold the second overall pick in the 2024 draft. This is a very, very good quarterback class. 2025, it's not expected to be a good quarterback class at all. There's not a lot of good free agents in this upcoming quarterback pool either. They're mostly bridge quarterbacks, opposite of Kirk Cousins. So that gives John Gannon the opportunity to bring in a quarterback that he wants. Do that complete reset if you're the Arizona Cardinals in order to be successful going forward. And I think that is a real possibility for that team, especially looking at how Kyler Murray has performed so far over the last couple of weeks since coming back from that injury. So let's actually look at the current draft position for both the Patriots and the Arizona Cardinals. Now, the first overall pick, I really don't expect the Cardinals or the Patriots to squeeze into that first overall pick. It definitely still is a possibility mathematically, but I really just don't have faith in what the Panthers are doing at this point. And I really do believe that they want to reset a culture, but I think they could really use that first overall pick. I do think ultimately, because the Panthers don't have that first pick and it does go to the Bears because of that trade for Bryce Young in last year's draft, that the Bears could either go quarterback here, but I think it's very possible that they trade down and grab some assets, or the Bears go Marvin Harrison Jr. with that first pick. Either way, if you're the Cardinals, you are going to have a shot at Caleb Williams or Drake May. One of the top two quarterbacks are expected to be true blue chip quarterbacks, game-changing, franchise-setting quarterbacks. And will it be too much for them to resist? They obviously could go with one of the premier offensive tackles. They could go with Marvin Harrison Jr. if he's there too at number 2. But I think you look at this and you say, if you are the Cardinals, how do you resist grabbing one of these potential blue chip quarterbacks? So I do think that if the Arizona Cardinals do finish with the opportunity to get Caleb Williams or Drake May, that they will definitely end up trading Kyler Murray. Now, if they end up dropping a little bit and let's say neither of those guys are available, then I could see them selecting a quarterback maybe in the second, the third round, a guy that they could see how he develops, they could see how he is in their system, but probably not end up trading Kyler Murray right away. The question mark also does come with, well, okay, if they do trade Murray, what are they going to be looking for in terms of compensation? And I really do believe that the Cardinals are going to be asking for a first-round pick. If they are dead set on trading him, then look, maybe they drop it down to a second. Maybe they drop it down to the third and they can negotiate a little bit. But from what's being said from the head coach, John Gannon, and the front office for the Arizona Cardinals, it's being said that they are not looking to trade Kyler Murray. They are not interested in trading Kyler Murray. Now, look, at the end of the day, there's a price on every player. But it is very clear that at least for right now, they are not in that mindset, meaning that there is going to have to be at least a trade proposition by the Patriots in this case that would blow them away. And you do not want, if you are the Patriots, to give up a first round pick for Kyler Murray with where they're sitting. We know that by the end of the season, the Patriots are going to be finishing with a top 10 draft pick. Where within the top 10, we're not sure, but it's very likely that they finish somewhere within the top 5. And for me personally, my biggest concerns about Kyler Murray are his durability issues and how well he would fit into this system. Now, right now, all I can go off of is what Bill Belichick asks in his players, how he runs his system. Will Belichick be fired? Yes or no? That is a question that we still ultimately have to see. And even if he is, who the head coach is that ends up replacing him. But what we know about Belichick is that he demands the best out of his players, especially in terms of quarterback. You have to be a good leader. You have to be a guy that can take charge, and you have to be able to showcase yourself off the field just as much as you do on the field. And Kyler Murray is just not a guy that when he's not on the field truly does put in that work. I also think that adding Kyler Murray does not excel the Patriots past the limitations that they're going to have. Again, Kyler Murray is a guy that during his time so far in Arizona hasn't necessarily had the best supporting cast, but he's had a fairly decent supporting cast. He's had an offensive line that also hasn't been the best. It hasn't been the worst in the league, but it's definitely been more bottom of the pack. His receivers haven't necessarily been the best. I mean, you had DeAndre Hopkins, Marquise Brown at one point, obviously AJ Green at one point too. So he definitely had some guys that could get it done, but never had that true number one wide receiver, not to mention at tight end having Zach Ertz, having James Conner in the backfield. So he definitely had weapons, but nothing that was premier. But he never took that offense for Arizona past what its limitations were. And I think that as Patriots fans, that's what you guys are asking. You're saying, well, Mac Jones isn't good because he's not excelling this offense past its limitations. Bailey Zappi isn't good because he isn't getting this offense past its limitations. Cam Newton wasn't good because he's not getting this offense past its limitations. And Kyler Murray's a guy that's never passed for 4,000 yards, but he's been fairly close. He's a guy that is going to give you production in the passing game, but he's not going to get you that 4,000 plus yards per season, right? In 2020, 2021, those were both years that he made the Pro Bowl. In 2020, he put up a total of, 3,971 passing yards. And then the following year, 3,787, while in his rookie season, put up 3,722 yards. Now, in 2022, let's remember he didn't play a full season. In 2022, he did only play in a total of 11 games, and he still put up 2,368. It just seems like these questions about Kyler off the field are resulting in some production being lost also. He had some questions about his durability also in 2021, only playing in 14 games because of that season-ending injury he got against the Patriots in 2022. That only has furthered those durability questions, especially with a small guy at 5'10", him getting shoved around a lot, being a mobile quarterback, taking these hits and going down with some of the injuries he's already have. There's question marks about how long his NFL career is going to be because of some of these injuries and hits. Before we get on with Kyler Murray's contract and the outlook, and let's say the Patriots do trade for him, let's take a listen to today's sponsor over at Game Time. I'm going to pause the video, but I had a quick, very important question that I wanted to ask you guys, and that is, have you ever tried to go to a Pats game before, or maybe a Celtics game or Red Sox game, or even just a concert, maybe even a comedy show. But you weren't able to find last minute tickets, you weren't able to find a good price. It was just overall a very unpleasant experience for you. Well, I've had that happen to me several times, and let me tell you firsthand, it definitely takes the excitement out of going to a football game or going to a sporting event or going to a comedy show, a night in which should be a fun, magical getaway for you. Truth be told, you guys should not have to worry the next time you're going to buy tickets to your next big event. And that's why I'm excited to talk about today's sponsor over at Game Time. Game Time is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for all of your sports events, music events, comedy events, or even theater events near you. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seats, and their best price guaranteed, Game Time takes the guesswork out of you having to buy those tickets. Now, I've used other ticket buying services in the past, and let me tell you, the best one is hands down Game Time. Not only do they have what I believe is the cleanest layout on their app, but it also shows me exactly what my view will be from my seat. You never have to worry about, is this going to be too close to the stage? Is this going to be too far from the stage? Am I going to have a good view? They let you know exactly when you're looking at tickets for yourself what to expect. Me personally, what I look for the most is a good price when I'm trying to find tickets for an upcoming event. And with Game Time, they will actually list and show you what the best deal is at that current time for that specific event. With Game Time, you are guaranteed to get the lowest price every single time you use their app and make a purchase. They also have free cancellation at any time, and they even have job loss protection. Game Time is the only app that gives you complete peace of mind from start to finish, and you're not wasting any time. You know the event you want, it takes 2 taps max to get your tickets, pick your tickets, and purchase those tickets. What intrigued me most about Game Time, though, is how they are truly for the people rather than just trying to get as much money from you as humanly possible. I mean, they are literally obsessed with finding ways for you guys to save money. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the start of the event, and they even have deals an hour after your event starts. You guys can find exclusive flash and sponsored deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and so much more. With zone deals, you guys pick the section and Game Time will pick the seats for you for an average of 18% savings. And the Game Time guarantee means that you guys will get the best price. And if you guys find tickets in that same section and row for less money, Game Time will actually credit you 110% of that difference. Seriously, guys, take the guesswork out of buying tickets. It's supposed to be a fun night. It shouldn't be a stressful one. So if you guys want to make it stress-free, check out Game Time. All you guys got to do is download the Game Time app, create an account, and use my code PATSGLOBAL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create an account, redeem that code PATSGLOBAL, PATSGLOBAL, for $20 off. Guys, download Game Time today for low prices and last-minute tickets guaranteed. Guaranteed. It always cuts off the end, but that is perfectly fine. But I think one of the biggest questions, too, is if the Patriots made that trade for Murray, what would that contract be? What would they be taking on? But more specifically, is it realistic for Jonathan Gannon to actually ship off Kyler Murray this offseason based off of that contract? Is it possible for them to do so? Let's take a look. So this is going to be the contract that is left for Murray's contract that he's currently on. He was recently signed to a contract extension, so the Patriots would have him under contract essentially through 2028. But we look at 2024. He has a base salary of $37 million, but is going to have a cap number of $51.8 million, okay? He would be paid as a top 10 quarterback in the National Football League if the Patriots made that trade. I'm sorry, but Kyler Murray is not a top 10 quarterback in the National Football League, at least right now, okay? Maybe at one point he was, but current day in 2023, almost 2024, Kyler Murray right now is not a top 10 quarterback in the National Football League. So, yeah, the Patriots will have this number, about $90 million to spend this offseason. But about $51.8 million of that would be going to Kyler Murray if the Patriots did ultimately make that trade for him. And I just do not think that he is worth that money. On the other end of this, if the Cardinals did decide that they were going to trade him pre-June 1st, which is essentially, if you're the Patriots, when you would need this to happen because you want him in the building during the offseason, building chemistry, in there for OTAs, minicamp, training camp, all of that, they would take on about $46.2 million in dead cap while only saving about $5.6 million in cap space. Cap-wise, if you're the Cardinals, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The Cardinals are expected to have about $70 million in cap space. So you're going to take away, just about half, little more than half of that just by sending Kyler Murray off to the Patriots. It really just does not make a whole lot of sense for them to ship him off. So let me get back on screen here for you guys. So for me personally, does it make sense for the Patriots to make this trade? I don't think so, okay? He's 26 years old. Yes, he definitely has still time left in the league. He's still in his prime. Several years still under contract. But when you look at the cap space, you look at what the Patriots would essentially have to be giving up, not to mention the fact that it doesn't make sense for the Cardinals cap-wise to actually send him off. I just don't see this one happening. Because of the amount of cap space there, or the dead cap they would be taking on, rather, they would have to be blown away by an offer from a team. And I don't know about you guys, but I am not giving up our first round top 5 pick potentially for Kyler Murray. And I'm not giving up a back end of the first round with our high second round pick for Kyler Murray also. That is when you get some first round players that fell to the second round, and the Patriots are in a perfect position in this draft to bring on guys, as long as they can develop, that will actually be game changers for this franchise. I truly do believe that the Patriots' best route at quarterback this offseason is to sign a bridge quarterback in free agency, and then to bring on a guy in the first or second round in this draft. But what are your guys' thoughts on Kyler Murray to the Patriots? Is this something you want to see? Is it something that you think is realistic? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to leave a big like on this video, and of course, subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. I appreciate you guys for watching, but most importantly, never forget, go Pats.